thing. There we go. So sorry about that. Sorry about that, YouTube legends. The stream ended. I don't know why, but it did. You're back now. I've created another one. Let's go again. So yes, we did our Queensland Outback tour. So we went through Outback Queensland and all the way up to Corumba in the Gulf of Queensland and then back down. So my mum again tagged along with that, but she had what we called a bongo van at the time. She had an old Toyota Hiace that was kitted out as a camper. And so she followed along behind, and then it broke down just outside of Charters Towers. So she jumped in the van with us then, and at the time she had 2 Chihuahuas and an Irish Wolfhound. So as you can imagine, in my double caravan with a double bed, Mum was on the couch in the end sleeping there, and it was just at that point I was like, right, this is too much now, and we just kind of beelined it and went home a lot quicker than we had initially planned when it was, our 2 separate living spaces. So Stevie turned 4 months on the road. So 3 months she was at Charleville and we did the Bilbies. That was cool. And then 4 months, she turned 4 months on the road. We did something cool for that, but now I can't remember. She turned 5 months on the road on that trip. And then we came back. So like I said, Stevie has been traveling ever since she was a kid. And then the following year, I headed down south in winter because I wanted to watch Lauren Jackson play in the NBL 1 League down there for the Albury Bandits. So we headed down there in winter, and New South Wales and Victoria in winter is cold, but it was awesome. I love winter. So we had fires and it's just magic. So in between home games at Albury, we would, branch out and do different parts of New South Wales and Victoria. And we saw some really cool stuff. And we did the Great Ocean Road. We went to White Cliffs, did a bit of, it was just excellent. This country is just amazing. And so, again, Stevie traveled all around there. And I guess when you're doing YouTube, so I do a weekly travel episode. When I first started out, I did everything on my iPhone, and those videos are absolutely horrendous. I didn't know which way to hold the phone. I didn't know I could actually rotate that video in iMovie to have it up the right way. So I think my very first movie until I figured out, or episode until I figured out which way to hold the phone, half of it's upside down, half of it's on the side. It's just, magpie warble. We love a magpie warble. Yeah, it was just disgraceful. And I used the music that was available in iMovie, not realizing that some of it wasn't royalty free. So a lot of those movies are copyrighted because of that. I didn't speak in those episodes. It was just music and where we were. They were terrible, terrible, terrible. And then the Southern States tour, which is what I've listed it on as YouTube. I didn't even finish editing those. I mean, I think we left it bright. And I mean, I didn't even put up the Great Ocean Road episode. It's still half edited on my laptop. Maybe one day I'll finish those and put them up, and you can just see a little flashback, or as I travel through those areas again, I can say this now and then, kind of what I did with Cape York, because I never released the footage from Cape York either. So after the Southern States tour, Stevie and I did Cape York, and that was an awesome, awesome, awesome trip. Could not have loved that trip anymore until the car blew up and a 15-month fight with Ford ensued and a court case. Anyway, that was just a disaster. But I don't have to worry about that anymore. Buy a Ford Ranger, get a Land Cruiser Troopy. Toots is the name of it. Happy bloody days. I love that car so much, and I can't wait to keep continuing the build on it. It's just going to be sick. So, and another reason why I didn't finish those videos is because when I'm at home, I struggle mentally. I just don't do anything. It's not like I don't have the time. I am medically retired. I'm on a little mini pension. So, and I'm not allowed to work. I'm a full TPI, totally permanently impaired. I think I can work 8 hours a week, but it's very hard to work in any role when, you can't potentially fulfill the requirements due to injuries. So I do struggle at home to edit, when I'm on the road, I don't know, I feel like it's just clears your mind traveling. Like it's not all rainbows and lollipops and puppy dogs. I mean, there are a lot of trials and tribulations when you're traveling. Do you get to see all those? Some people know, they don't. Oh, hang on a second, guys. There you go, you're back. I got a TikTok thing. Stop trying to end my live, guys. I'm talking to everyone. We're just having a chat here, aren't we, legends? And yeah, it just clears your mind. I mean, how could you be in a rut, which I was at home, when you're out in nature like this? You've got the mighty Murray behind you. It's beautiful, clear skies. I can't even see a cloud. No clouds in the skies today, guys. It is just one of those gorgeous, gorgeous days. And I am so very lucky and fortunate that I do have that little pension, because it does allow me to live this lifestyle. And it is just amazing. So a good thing came from a really terrible time of my life, that injury. It took so much away from me, that I guess this is a nice little bonus to compensate for just how severe that injury was. So that's a little bit of history on Adventure Life Oz and how we came to be, and how I am able to live this lifestyle, and how Stevie came to be, my little darling daughter. And I get asked all the time, am I going to go back and have another kid? I mean, Stevie's 3.5 now. I don't think so. I mean, she is just so easy and so perfect that I don't want to risk the spawn of Satan round 2 child. I'm just pretty content with that little legend. But you never know, when she does start school, I'll be well into my 40s then. I'm 40 later this year. Maybe I'll have that urge to have another child, but at this stage, I really don't think I will. I do have the option. I do have 4 frozen embryos still in storage and all of that stuff, but I think I'm pretty content with this little kid. She's just a legend, and she's very clever, very switched on, and very intelligent. She's, I think, I know a lot of parents say that about their kids, don't get me wrong, but she has this way. She can read a room, and all kids are little emotional manipulators and master manipulators, don't get us wrong, but she's intelligent, where she can read the room and figure it out, and then specifically asks for something, or it's just, I don't know, it's just incredible how little brains work. And it's amazing watching her grow, and of course learning. I have to learn along with her, because this is my first time doing it. I'm just like, you have help, but you make it up as you go most of the time. You've got to find what works for you, and what works for you and your kid, and that interaction, like, it can be hard. Sorry, guys. Oh, as you can see, injuries, they're always good, aren't they? But yeah, so that's the little kid. Love her to death. If you guys could, give us a thumbs up on YouTube, and if you're not a subscriber, if you could subscribe and then hit that little bell, and you get notified when new episodes go out. Same with you on TikTok, guys. If you could give it a double tap, and then follow along with me on our adventures around Australia, that'd be amazing. We will definitely be doing it now there's dead set bare minimum of 2 years that we'll be traveling around Australia. That's when my agreement that I've rented my house out ends. But if my mates want to stay, they can stay. And I'm dead set keen to keep traveling for another 2 years after that. I think, though, at year 2, that'd probably be my cutoff. At this stage, I'm thinking that, because Stevie then does need to go into school and do an experience school life. And if she doesn't like it, look, so be it, then I can homeschool again or find alternative schooling, or whatever the case may be. But she does need to start school, get that school interaction going, understand that kind of structure around what school brings. But at the same time, she doesn't like it. So we'll cross that bridge when she gets there. But then involved in sports as well. So that's another thing, that when you go to a mainstream school, you get your sporting activities that just come with your weekends and things like that. So she'll be involved in whatever sport takes her fancy, which is basketball. No, you never know. She'll do what she does, but definitely basketball will be one of them, because she's got to be an opal, right? She's got to play for Australia for sure. Oh, Shans, you're traveling as well. Yeah, nice. G'day, everyone following along on TikTok and on YouTube. Are you traveling around Oz, Shans, or do you just do little trips here and there? What's your story? G'day, Brett. G'day, Watson. Thanks for the follow, mate. Aussie Truther. G'day. Sofram. G'day. G'day, everyone who's joined. So many people have joined. Thank you so much. And if you're still watching along, if you double tap that screen and give us a like, that'd be absolutely amazing. Oh, thank you for the oh, thank you, Sammy. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. That's yay. Living on the road nearly 3 years. Yeah, nice. That's a great thing about FIFO, is when they've got their fly out, it gives you that little bit of freedom then for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however many, whatever that roster is. That's an awesome way to do it. 3 years. Wow, that's awesome. You would have seen so much of this country in 3 years, even just not doing a specific lap, but just doing it on your hubby's FIFO roster. That's sick. How good. And that's the thing, you can travel this country however you want. It doesn't need to be in $100,000 caravan, in $100,000 car. It could just be, if you don't want to go, or you can't, if you just have a sedan, you can just grab a tent, or a swag, and just travel that way. It doesn't have to be rich. It doesn't have to be the fancy, hundreds of thousands of dollar rigs that people get kicking about, which you look at and you just go, wow, I can never achieve that. And, for a lot of us, that is completely out of reach. It's a lot of bloody money to put into a rig like that. People sell their houses, and that's how they afford those things. But for, us mere mortals, that's not feasible, and it's not a reality. So, and I bet you the kids do love it. That's the greatest thing about travel. It opens kids' minds to so much more than just being in a classroom. So Stevie is learning so much on the road, and it's stuff that she wouldn't learn in a classroom. I mean, she's not going to learn how to fish in a classroom, or drive a boat in a classroom, or catch a crab, or she's not going to try oysters and learn all about the history of oysters that we just did at Coffin Bay, which was the episodes the last couple of weeks. You don't learn that in a classroom, and they're not going to teach you that in a classroom. I mean, I don't think it's part of the curriculum to know how Coffin Bay oysters are farmed, but she learns that, as well as she calls it school, and we have those books that, she learns her alphabet and her numbers and her shapes and her colors. So she's always learning the schooling side of thing now anyway, because she loves it. But they learn so much more life skills, how to talk to adults, how to talk to other kids, adaptability, change. I mean, it's such a changing environment. We're changing where we are. People leave and new people come in, and these kids have to learn how to adapt. They learn resilience. They learn to be self-sufficient, to play by themselves. They learn so many different life skills that cannot be taught in schools, which is just amazing for those kids that do get to travel. And I mean, sometimes, like today where we are, there isn't kids around that she can play with. So it's her and I, and we do other things. We colour in, we do a bit of craft, we play with her toys, we draw. I mean, she's a better drawer than I am, terrible. So there's always, there's always things that we can do and can be done. And going back to, yes, that's exactly right, Chance. Nothing is ever out of reach. You can do it. And I mean, if you have a small 4-wheel drive, the the Jimneys. I mean, they're not huge four-wheel drives by any means, but those cars are so super duper capable. You can throw a swag in, a cheap pop-up tent from Kmart. I mean, the Adventure, yeah, they have heaps of accessible cheap camp. So does Kmart now. Like everywhere's selling accessible, low cost. The quality may be different from a lot of the expensive stuff, don't get me wrong, but there are so many avenues now that can get people into camping and living outdoors and traveling and everything like that. Just letting them go in the background because I've got that in the background. Hey Stevie, what's up, kiddo? You need me? All right, I'll be there in a second, okay, sweetie? Okay, I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. If you could, follow along, give us a like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. I'll be back in 2 seconds. The kid needs me. Single mum life, right? By choice, though. By choice. Don't get me wrong. By choice. Yeah, baby girl. Oh, is that all, was it? No, you take care of me. Love you. There you go. I'll be there in a second, darling. So, sorry guys, I'm back again. So yes, it is so achievable. You can really get out there on whatever budget you want. You don't need the $100,000 caravan. You don't need the biggest, the greatest, the best. I mean, you can do it in whatever your budget allows and do it. It is absolutely amazing. My mate Ali and I actually. So Ali's a cool chick. You've probably, if you've been driving around anywhere in Australia, you would have seen this bright pink Chevy 2500, the Silverado. So if you've seen that pink Silverado, that's Ali. That's my mate. Her and I have started a podcast and it drops on the last Sunday of every month. The first one we did a live on TikTok and we also did it on Zoom for our conversation. So the audio quality is pretty crappy, but it's excellent on the Zoom. So that'll be uploaded to YouTube soon. So that is called Fierce Free Adventure Life. And Ali and I do our monthly podcast, and it's about empowering women and getting out there and giving it a go. Oh, I love these jet skis. This is what I mean. It's a hive of activity, the Murray. So if you want to follow along over there as well, definitely jump over to Fierce Free Adventure Life, and that'll be all uploaded shortly. And it's Ali and I talking, just letting those jet skis go. Ali and I just having a conversation around what it takes to get out there and give it a go, and just trying to help people every step of the way. So empowering women to get out there and give it a go, because you might be single always and want to try it, but you just don't have the confidence or the skills or the knowledge, whatever it may be. We're there to help you out with that. It might be that you're recently separated from your husband, your partner, or whatever, and they always did the driving and you were always, as they call it, the passenger princess, and you want to now do it yourself because you loved it. There's nothing stopping you, and we're there again to help you. So Fierce Free Adventure Life, guys, our podcast, it'll be on all the platforms soon, like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that good stuff, but we'll also be uploading those conversations that Ali and I have onto YouTube as well over at Fierce Free Adventure Life. The story of how and why I do have a mic for my podcast. I don't have a mic. I do have mics. I didn't set them up today. I'm sorry. I'll do that for my next live. Yep. So why I got on the road. So I'm ex-army. I injured myself very severely, my back. So I had to be medically retired. And unfortunately, that ended my army career, which devastated me because I loved it. So I'm an ex-truckie out of army. And then COVID hit and it threw out my overseas travel plans. But I always planned after that 6-month stint in America hiking that I was going to start IVF. So I brought my IVF plans forward and had my daughter Stevie. And ever since Stevie was a tot, we just started traveling, and they started out as short trips. It was Fraser Island trip when she was 7 weeks old. Then it was 2 months through the outback of Queensland when she was 3, 4, and 5 months old. And then it was down south when she was about a year old, and then up to Cape York when she was 13 months old. And then we had a stint at home for a little bit. We did Fraser, we did Stratty. I never released those YouTube episodes, actually. I still have them all, but never did. Hey, kid, do you want to come say hi? Hey, she's coming out. So that's how I got started, essentially, was hurting myself and then having my child, Stevie, and then, just traveling. Just always watched YouTube of other traveling families doing it, and I wanted to do it, so I did it. I set the date for the lap, and just once that date hit, I was actually delayed in leaving because my mum was selling her house and everything. But I've got my mum's dog, Chihuahua Tisha, here. So, sorry, Tisha, she doesn't come over here. She doesn't like Stevie much. Come here. Oh, come this way. Come here. Where are you going? You're going to stand behind me. You going to say hi to everyone? Oh, you want to sit on your chair? Go around. She's going to sit on her chair. Come on. Jump out. Jump in. Whatever. Yeah, so that's a really brief overview, Shans, of how we got started traveling. Just got a little blankie on it. So my mum started this. She's been with us for 6 months, traveling with us, but enough's enough. And she's also buying her place now. Hey, Sammy, back in Queensland. So she's back there now doing all the admin, signing the contracts and paying for it and all that good stuff. And I'll be heading back there shortly to drop off all of her stuff and her little dog, Tisha, who I'm giving a pat to right now. Hey, doggo. I'll show you Tisha, everyone. Hang on. Because you never know. This is Tisha. This is Nana's dog. She's 14 next month, so she's an old fart. Yeah, so I'm in South Australia at the moment, and that's the Murray River behind me. And you got jet skis. These guys are kneeboarding. They're coming through now. You'll see them. There's wakeboarders, tubing, fishing. Everything goes on here behind me. It's awesome. Yeah. Just got a bit of Tisha hair in my face, didn't I? Hey, so this is Tisha, everyone.
Let me pat her.
No, Tisha doesn't like you patting her. Come on, come give her a pat.
It's gonna be a little while.
Okay, come on. So yes, that's where we are at the moment. Yeah, heading back to Queensland. A bit of work will be done. Some new mods on the Troopy. Mainly the suspension. Yep. The suspension and the rear diff conversion. If they can fit me in, the headspace roof conversion will get done then too. And I'll be dropping the caravan back at Vision in Coolum for them to fix all the outstanding warranty work there. I'm hoping it is just a communication breakdown that they haven't. You can call cousin Jamie next, okay? I will. And that maybe they're off crook or whatever and they haven't received my many voicemails or my emails or anything like that. But regardless, it will be dropped off to them in March and I'll get that warranty work sorted because from there I'll be hooking over to Western Australia and I'll swimming with whale sharks because I have to get there. That's been booked. So, yeah, that's the travel plan so far. I'll be going across almost the fattest distance, be Brisbane to Geraldton. I'll be driving across the country, like straight through the middle, horizontally, for those of you overseas who don't really know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I'll be going straight through the middle horizontally of Australia and then traveling up and down Western Australia probably for the next 12 to 18 months with the seasons because there's just so much to see. And for those of you that are overseas that are tuning in and watching, that Australia has in the northern, when will you be in Jarrah? I'm not too sure, to be honest, of exact dates. It'll be sometime late April, I would say, late April. But I couldn't give exact dates at this point, but maybe mid to late April. yeah, so in Australia, we have a wet and a dry season in the northern part of our country. And what that means is when it hits summertime, it's wet, it's humid, it's oppressive heat and humidity, and it rains a lot. You get a lot of torrential downfall, roads get cut. It's just a very difficult place to live. And when you're traveling, if you can chase the most beautiful weather all year round, why would you stay with heat, humidity, and oppressive heat and things like that? So in summer, I'll be down south WA and in western WA, southeastern WA, all of that good stuff in summer. And then as it gets cooler, it gets drier up north. So that's when I'll be heading back up north and doing parts that I hadn't seen at the previous season. So that's what I'll be doing for the next 12 to 18 months. It'll just be all WA, I'd say, in different parts. But hey, that may change. Nothing has gone to plan so far in the first 6 months. So what's to say the next 12 to 18 months will have it all go perfectly to plan. So yeah, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, when it warms up, that's when to do it. So there you go, folks. That is my history of how Adventure Life Oz came to be. It's been going now for years, actually. I've just been more sporadic in my early days of uploading videos, but I do it every week on a Saturday at 8 a.m. Queensland time. A new episode drops. The reason I'm doing a live today is because YouTube scheduling last week, I completed this week's video and uploaded it and everything on Sunday for today to schedule it in for today, but it released on the Sunday. So it was like a double back-to-back episode last week, Saturday and Sunday. So this week I went, I'll jump on and do a live so you can see my pretty face. Not that you don't see it every other week on a Saturday. Oh, I've got to put this dog down. Her hair, she molts, eh? Chihuahuas molt, gosh. And the hair that just gets everywhere, gets on your face, up your nose. It's awful. Anyway, that's not what you came here to listen to. So yeah, guys, that's the plan. That's the history. That's me and the kid. That's Adventure Life Oz. We'll definitely be doing more lives. I'm gonna do them we'll do them the first Thursday of every month, I reckon. We'll do a live of an evening, maybe 6 o'clock Thursday evening, first every month. On a Thursday, we'll do a live. And then on the Saturday, the weekly episode will drop on YouTube. So be sure to jump over TikTokers over to YouTube, Adventure Life Oz, just like here on TikTok. And yeah, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, watch along. It's long form content. So it's so action packed, so much information in those YouTube videos. Yeah, it's excellent. So I enjoy making them and people enjoy watching them. So if you haven't jumped over to YouTube, jump over there and have a squiz and give us a like. But yeah, I'll wrap it up there, guys. The kid's awake now. She wants her mummy, and it's now time to figure out what we're going to do for the day. It's just going to be another chill day here, actually. It's so beautiful. All right. So yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for saying g'day, dropping in, giving all the love, all the likes. I really appreciate it. So if you could double tap the screen, give us a like, guys, on TikTok. That's fantastic. If you can follow us along on our adventures, that's amazing. That'd be great. Same on YouTube. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that awesome stuff, guys. It really helps me out, helps out the channel. And I appreciate all the love and support. And I'll see you on our next live. Maybe Sunset Live or something like that. Maybe Sunrise Live tomorrow on TikTok and Insta and Facebook. Not YouTube, guys. Maybe. Who knows? But probably. Maybe we'll do a sunrise tomorrow. Hey? So we'll see how we go. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And I will talk to you as soon as I can. Get amongst it. Yoo-hoo!